Because yes, Nickelback's amazing as an IGL. Boomich is a rifler, can do his job. Forrester, one of the best players in Tier 2 that we saw under Entropic. But they're not star players. Deco's a star player. And if the star doesn't shine, they're going to be in a really bad situation. So if the good thing about Aurora is that if one person doesn't come online, if Norway or Kenzie have a slow game, it's all right. They can find other individuals can step up to the plate and deliver. Either way, we're about to find out how things are going to pan out. It's our first map. It's Overpass, the pick of 1 win. Aurora will start on the CT side. Map number 1 in what is looking like a 3-map affair here.
Yeah, we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. A lot to be banking on this one. As we said, maybe the Overpass is predictable. Maybe Aurora have done some work on it. Time will indeed tell on that front. Nonetheless, kicking off the pistol here as it starts. Relatively normal, not too crazy. We do have a lot of aggression coming out of this B bomb site, though, looking to find their opponents, and unfortunately, they may well get flanked out from behind. We'll see what the move is. It looks like I think the bomb is going to head more so towards the A side of things. But 1 win with a really interesting pistol here.
Very slow. Very, very slow. Have a look at the first. Norway will deliver. Forrester quick on the trade. And they're going to double back off the back of the initial engagement. And all goes quiet once again.
Lackey pushing forwards at one point, playing with some of these players. Deco going to take his head clean off. That's a big frag. Very big frag. Leaves that A-bomb site incredibly vulnerable. And Kenzie does get a headshot, but it's through a couple of walls there, I think. So it doesn't really do all that much damage. Execute coming in. I think one of the smokes might have just missed there. The flash, though, is clean enough to get Kenzie off the angle. Latic trying to get round. A little bit of an aggressive move from Forrester, but he gets information off the back of it, so they should be able to get the bomb plant here. One head found by Kenzie, though, back into a 3-on-3. Boomich up close with the Glock. They're unsure on the Aurora side how to make it round here. Pushing out through Bank. Celta with a clean headshot onto one that's P250. Gonna have to pop off and gets taken down all too easily. Celta with the triple kill. Making it look easy, and that'll be Aurora picking up the pistol round.
I love it. I love it, Celta. He's someone that we look towards over toward that Aurora side who can really step up and make a difference, and that's a prime example. Like we said, if the likes of Norway or Kenzie get a little bit quiet, but maybe the more notable names over towards Aurora, they've got other individuals who can really make a difference, and he's exactly one of them. Great play. Great starts coming through for Aurora. It's now about finding that early consistency. Can they get kind of the ball rolling on that CT side and really put 1 win in the place? Of course, with a bomb plant for 1 win. Full buy coming out. No problems asked. A couple of grills coming through and a couple of pistols too. Going to try and give it a go. It's a tough one.
Yeah, not the best of buys. They, as we saw, managed to get that bomb down. Definitely helps them, but ultimately not an awful lot coming through here. 1 win, it looks like to me. I think they're going to play this T side pretty slowly, pretty methodical to say the least. And I think that will be a real challenge to deal with at the end of the day.
Right now, I think 1 win, they understand that. In one of those positions where you don't really have the leeway to work with. Yes, they've got a full buy coming out, but it's not exactly the most conclusive. They'll expect Aurora to have a good amount of firepower, most importantly, a good amount of utility under their belt just to make this all the more difficult. If time starts to tick, they'll start to slowly but surely work against 1 win. They need to be careful.
A lot of information gained out through this long area. They are a bit ready for the A hit, though, on the Aurora side, so we'll see. Now going for bathrooms. I mean, they're winding the clock down on this one. Kenzie, I like this. Here's a couple flashes. Decides, let's go forwards. Let's get aggressive. Might catch them with the nades in hand. Meanwhile, Forrester faking out over towards B. Will go down all too easily. Doesn't really bank on any moves away from the A bomb side. Still 3 players ready to go. Up close and personal is Kenzie. Knows they're not going to have a lot of utility left here. Should be able to find a couple. It's actually his teammates coming in to clean up. Easy stuff. I mean, yeah, really not sweating for that round, Aurora.
No, not at all. They kind of just bide their time. It's pretty simple Counter-Strike being played there. 1 win. You can already start to see about how this map at times has been a little bit shaky, even though it's kind of a map in which they're trying to incorporate in towards their map pool. Like we said, losses towards teams like Viperia, who maybe we would expect 1 win to walk all over. Right now, not exactly in a dream start. The T side of Overpass is a very cool mistress, though. It's really difficult to get going, so I'm going to count things out early doors. That was a forced buy, a bit of a weird and wonderful one at that. Now they're back to an eco. Might be a pop out towards B. Lucky will find the first. They're flying out a monster. They get mowed out by Celta. It's so easy. Feeding the ecos, giving the quad, and he'll find it with ease. 8-0. He's starting off this game. He's on fire.
Yeah, looking really good. Had a massive pistol round there and a really, really solid one coming in on the ecos. He's not actually found... I suppose the pistol's big kills, isn't it, to be fair. But those eco frags were just on the platter for him. Still, it's confidence, isn't it? Counter-Strike's all about confidence. And when you get those early frags, when you press tab, see yourself so far ahead, he's going to be taking some wild fights throughout this game, I'm sure. And one of the individuals that maybe one win we're not expecting to fully pop off. Lackey, up close and personal here. This is very risky indeed. Boomich doesn't look like he's ready. I think he thinks he should have heard the steps coming in. They've gone for a crunch. Maybe a bit of a counter strat. Oh, the reveal, though. Boomich was in the smoke as well. Deco should be able to get this trade here. And that results in a man advantage for one win kicking off. Kenzie with a bit of an off angle. If he'd stuck with it, he might have gotten away with a cheeky kill or two. But he moves away, and his backside will show for Nickelback. Lovely stuff. Celta and Latic, then, the only two left.
Off the back of it, what do Aurora do? The right idea is playing together. Kind of just try and use numbers advantage, but even still, because they don't have them, just play for the trade. It's going to be very difficult. They're banking essentially on one win, making a crucial error here. But in 2 versus 4, surely they'll be fine. Poking around both sites for information. Not spotting out too much just yet. They're quite nervy, you can tell, as time starts to tick. 40 seconds on the clock. Latic gets information. Could get a free frag, and he will. Nickelback will fall. But no one else there to support him. That could beckon them back towards B.
Been read by Celta, and actually the rotation coming in from Latic, so they're going to be relatively ready for the B hit. Smoke goes down, splits them apart. Be very careful with the approach here. Then Flash comes over the top, and it's enough to take down Latic. Galil for Celta. Not really good enough, unfortunately. Will be traded easily enough. It's damage, though. It is damage, and they went for a bonus buy, a bonus round, so they'll be able to afford into this one quite easily.
Yeah, you know, take the small positives, really, in that sort of situation. For one win, that was a bit of a necessity, that round. They had to find a bit of a start on towards that T side, or things were going to start to get really out of hand early doors. It's an important round. Now it can kind of kickstart their momentum, potentially. But a full buyout for Aurora, we can chalk that down to being a bonus buy. This is the one that really matters. This is the first true test of both of these two sides, and of course, all in play for Latic.
Bit of early spam. Not too much going down, though. It will be a pretty quick moving round from one win. They have previously played very slow, so I would call this, conditioning. Celta gets aggressive. Forrester does not opt to go for the peak. I think he might have had a free one there if he went round the corner. But he didn't. He tries to track them on the way out. Unfortunately, they're just too fast for him. Oh, there's his opportunity. Can't get it done. It will be a kill for Travis off the back of spam. And Boomich gets a kill onto Kenzie while he's on his lone adventures on A. So a messy round, to say the least.
Still doable for Aurora, despite the numbers not favouring them. A bit of utility, playing off information, not being given anything. You can see Latic, he's very nervy about this A hit. He's quite isolated as well, he needs to be careful. 45 seconds left to work with. One creeping up long, but not showing the presence just yet. Boomich is biding his time, but Lackey's got him behind. Travis is sort of aware of this, but it actually could come back to bite them as the clock starts to tick.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be a pretty big moment. There's the one from behind. However, the misses the shot on the initial attempt, and Boomich will punish. Great round coming in from Boomich, just in the right place at the right time. Multiple times so far. Just Celta remaining. 10-1. So, any kills that he adds to that, I'm sure he'll be happy with. They line up a little bit there. But no frag comes in, one win with a second. It is pretty methodical, pretty slow-going stuff, but it works very well for one win.
I did get close. Did get a little bit close there. Thankfully, everything falls in place for one win, and now they're starting to really roll with the punches. Despite them playing this kind of slow style of play, they're forcing Aurora to be really uncomfortable, and you can see this. This also continues to show why this has been a bit of a rough map for Aurora. They struggle to get consistent control. Like we mentioned coming into this, it's you know, a 5-map losing streak that Aurora currently have on this map. So Not exactly the dream pick for them. That punish has been pretty good so far. It looks like it should get there on the table as Forrester straight to the smoke finds Lackey. There's an easy opener.
Just got Celta on the M4, so not really expecting too much out of this round. There is a Deagle in there. But yeah, often the first is the hardest in these rounds, isn't it? Careful of the stack and all that kind of stuff. No kill comes in. Boomich going to be left on 1 HP. Very lucky indeed to be alive. Leaves Celta pretty low. Maybe that M4 makes its way into the hands of Kenzie at some point. But for now, Fast B should be easy enough. Only one player here. He is hitting in the back of the site, but ultimately should be a simple one. The flash is coming in. There's a little bit of dodginess in here. Molotov misses. Flash blinds up a teammate. So they are still working out the kinks as a squad. But at the moment, looking set for the third.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Potentially an exit or two to come through. I wouldn't mind sending, Kenzie and Norway poking around Celta. Keep hold of the M4 when I say looked at the sort of playing, protect the president here, just making sure the M4 stays alive, staying as a pack, playing the ability to trade. There is a player in towards spawn. Boomich with 1 point of HP tucked in, and if they keep pushing forward, they could actually walk in towards the trap. The setup's good. I think for Aurora, they will park up, and they should be absolutely fine. I wouldn't have minded maybe sending the pistols poking around. Kill bonus isn't really going to be too big of an issue, apart from if it's to the hands of Nickelback. Wait, 1 win will tie up this game, 3 rounds apiece, and now the game really starts to get going. We said the first true test is going to be on a full buy versus full buy, and 1 win since that full buy has come out have looked so strong.
All right. Let's see then. Aurora needs to get something back on the board because it is starting, as you're alluding to get a little one-sided here. Good a buy as any. They don't have an AWP out, I suppose, is maybe the only thing. Didn't find much success with it last time around. Kenzie just out in the open, destroyed by Boomich. Again, picking up the pace a little bit more here. 1 win. Love the condition effect, and they've actually found great success with aggression early on to find the first frag, and they'll just put the brakes on and bide their time, really, and just, bait out utility in the classic CIS style.
Exactly that. Kenzie falling early doors as well. That's a lot of information loss. Very good at the old information gathering. Trying to cause problems over towards 1 win, and now Latic will kind of retake that space. Isn't exactly fully with joy as of right now, as Celta will post up. Mac 10, dropped by Nickelback, over towards Travis. Could be probably the one leading the charge here in towards Monster. How do they want to play? They just go dry. Off the back of the flash, and they'll catch Celta. Oh, that's an easy double for Travis with the Mac 10. That's the B side cracked right open.
Yeah, that's got to be a little unacceptable, to be honest. Really expect better out of players. 2 Mac 10s, 2 Mac 10 kills is a bit ridiculous. It can be deadly up close, but especially on the trade, it should have been there. It should have been there. So I think Aurora will be kicking themselves a little bit. They had the opportunity, you know what I mean? Like, the first kill comes in towards A. They were ready for a B hit, so to speak. 2-man setup. I'll get 1, then you trade when I get traded. Suddenly we're back into a, 2v2 or a 2v3. Couldn't even find that. Couldn't even find a kill. So, yeah, 1 win's starting to really walk all over them in these rounds.
I gotta agree. This is starting to look quite one-sided. We can kind of see how this punish pick is playing out sort of as expected. We were already building up the narrative in the opening of the today's stream, the pre-game, talking about how this is set up for a 3-map affair just because of the punish picks. And this is where things start to play out. Right now, Aurora just are looking comfortable. And these pistols in exactly the same suit. Travis, an easy double for him. They are not sweating even remotely right now. All down to 1. Kenzie kicked as well, so he would have been heard. Travis will make it a 3. A flawless round coming through. The pistols not even scratching the surface.
So worth noting, the last time that these guys played was actually just a few days ago. On Monday. In the old Bet Boom playlist tournament. If anyone's been keeping up with that one. And exact same maps. And it was 1 win that took the Overpass. Pretty close fashion though. It was 16-11. So I don't know whether This to me looks like it's so far got 16-11 written on it. 1 win. Look, it's early. I get it, right? 5-3. It looks close, but you got to bear in mind, 1 comes from the pistol. You sort of get 2 free rounds with the pistol. Pistol can be a bit random. It's off the back of an individual, that kind of thing. When the real Counter-Strike's gone to start, 1 win have been rolling all over them. I've seen enough games of Counter-Strike to know that this is not good enough at this point from Aurora, so this, to me, has a much more decisive scoreline written all over it so far.
Yeah, right now, it has definitely been on the side of one-sided. Speaking of, though, Kenzie will answer back. He's pushing through the smoke, cost him his life. As the AWP will drop a tag. Numbers favouring Aurora for the first time in a long time. They're actually looking in a somewhat strong position. A lot of damage has been dealt over towards 1 win.
Yeah, it's a really solid start, actually. I think Boomich maybe getting a little bit cheeky. He's been doing his own thing in some of the earlier rounds, and it's found quite a lot of success, especially in the last rifle round. He got 2 key frags, 1 being an opener. They are so cheeky with these dry peaks, man. Forrester gets away with a hell of a nice shot, though. Travis going to find Kenzie. Norvi in on the B-bomb site himself. There's only 30 seconds left, so I don't know about the rotation here. They are going to try and rotate back towards the A side of things, which would... Or are they? They're not. Okay. This is a bit weird. 20 seconds. Might screw themselves a little bit. There's 2 members in on the site itself. Norvi goes down all too easily, though. It's the player at the back end of the site. 15 seconds. Look at the HP bars. Okay. Travis with the entry, though, will make sure that it's all said and done. Latic can't do anything with this AWP. He's got a trade. He might get this close frag here, but the round itself is going to be over. They know how to play against an AWP in a 1v3. Ooh. And he's hitting some nice shots, I suppose. A little bit of sleep at the wheel there. Deco might have had his knees off, but was waiting for his head to appear. But wow. Pretty decisive round for 1 win to win, eh?
Yeah, I got to agree. I mean, that's one of those ones where we were starting to think, okay, this is uncomfortable. First time that 1 win are actually looking like they're being kind of pushed to their limit. And then it just dry peaks over towards Monster. We kind of said they've been getting away with murder when it comes towards those dry peaks. And that's one of those areas that Aurora really goes off on. I think we're also going to start seeing Aurora keep hold of that utility just a little bit in towards the late game. They're burning it very, very early. And because of that, 1 win always know that just by keeping a couple of flashes, a couple of smokes in their back pocket, they're always going to get so much control with it. As another prime example, you know, we're looking there where a lot of sides would maybe hold on towards a smoker and Molotov in towards the late game. Drop in towards Monster. The round lost. 1 win can't get in towards the side. They have to wrap all the way back towards Shore. Then they've got, what, 10, 15 seconds to plant? And even that's asking just a little bit too much. 1 smoke and a Molotov could have made all the difference, but they didn't have it to work with.
Ooh, nice nade damage to kick the round off. Maybe we'll see Aurora find something off the back of that. 3 on B. Expecting more of a B play. They've got an advanced position for Kenzie. They're hoping for a B play, of course, because that's where the AWP is. Meanwhile, Eagle of Norby set up. Not quite ready to go, though. Boomich, again, doing his own thing. Kenzie almost in for the double. Robbed of it. And an early smoke coming in from the CT side there. To just block off bomb. They're going to try and quickly rotate up. Not really working for them, though, is it? Looking very good for 1 win here.
Yeah, you know, it's this sort of mixed fight. Not matters too much. I think last week now needs to keep hold of the AWP. The CZ left all alone. Travis will see it off as well. Pretty easily done there. 7 foul for 1 win, and they are flying right now on a map which is pretty notoriously led over towards that CT side. It has been one-way traffic. Since the full buys have come out for 1 win, it's only been going one way. Aurora found the early part of form with the pistol, and everything started to look like potentially they could build up some form. And it's fallen flat. It really has. 4-round deficit as well. You start to get worried. You mentioned about that kind of 16-11 previous performance. Right now, this is looking considerably more one-sided.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a map that I think 1 win want to have in their locker as one of the mains. This T side looking really good. We were worried for it. You know, they lost the pistol. Starting that first rifle round, you get a bit nervous. Oh, nice shot from Latic coming in. They're actually able to activate the AWP into this round then. They've got to be careful with how they reapproach this. They have won rounds from a man-down scenario, but the AWP is a real big thorn in the side if they're not careful.
Right now, all goes quiet with the opening kill going the way of the CT side. They're more than happy to park up. Spam coming through. Nickelback expecting someone to be pushed up aggressively. The fact that they haven't might alert them to the fact that they've got space to work with, which they do. They can make the way all the way up long before they're even tested. Boomich going to stick around. That would have made noise. Potentially could have been heard. Right now, for Aurora, just play the trades.
Yeah, numbers game, all about the maths. Boomich again, doing his own thing. Maybe a little bit too much. In some rounds, he's found great success. In some rounds, he's cost them an awful lot. I don't know. I think maybe just grouping up towards long might have been the idea. Oh, nice find from Deco. That's the AWP dropped. They're going to be way closer than Kenzie expects, but knife out. He just goes for a wide swing, and he will essentially come away with 2 kills, and surely now in the 3 versus 2, this should be doable. Nade takes out Forrester. It's just going to be Deco. One of the loudest players on the server. We are expecting big, big things from this guy coming into this series. 7-4 right now, looking to get a bit more. There's a player inside the smoke, and I think he's not ready for that. He will try his best to survive, somehow still alive, but eventually they spam him down, take him out, and it will be Aurora finally picking up a rifle round.
They get close. They get a little bit close where Deco maybe could have found one and fallen away towards the smoke and tried to reconvene and isolate in those fights, but in the end, Aurora surviving with 3, very important. AWP scooped up, all of the goodness. As they potentially could still make a decent run here on the CT side. Already, I think one would have done more than enough, in my eyes. 7 rounds in the T side of Overpass is actually a pretty good standing. At the end of the world, doesn't always play out as the stats would decide. Coming towards this one, of course, it will mean a little bit of a limited buy for a 1 win, of course, with that. Just a Mac 10 for Travis. No AWP in play. Deco to work with him down to just an 8-gate. This one could be a struggle.
Last round coming in. Zelta with the double to open us up. He tried to go for something a bit different. 1 win of being, savouring the B rush, I'm sure. It goes south very quickly indeed. Stick to the slow rounds, boys. That seems to be where you find most of your success. Smoke going to start to go down here. They will replenish it. Latic up close with the AWP. Forrester rips his head clean off. They're not quite ready for Lackey, but he gives the game away a little bit early. Still able to find a frag. Leaving it all onto Forrester. Surely not a chance, and indeed he will get taken down. 5th coming in. Aurora starting to run it back.
Yeah, Aurora now starting to find that form. Here we go. This is where this game starts to get close. We were talking about these two being up there in the conversation of the best teams in Tier 2 from the CIS region, and right now they're showing exactly why. Never down, never out for the count. 1 win, of course. That was as we said, a little bit of a mixed buy, and it's sort of same here. Even though they got money to work with, no AWP being brought in for Deco, and Travis sticking on the Mac 10. I mean, I'm not too sure what the conversation there is about. Oh, Zelda again getting one before he traded this time on the Mac 10. Travis got space to work with Mackenzie in behind.
What is going on? 1 win of just, flipped the switch and really looking to play fast instead. Absolutely wild stuff. This time it'll be down to more even. But honestly, this is getting a little bit much, I think, for the 1 win side of things. Where to now? They're going to try and make this A bomb site work. 1 player in tow here. It's going to be Latic again with the AWP, but honestly, I'm not really sure where you go from here. They're stuck for ideas. Yes, it's a 3v3, but 1 win have kind of run out of things, run out of strategies maybe, and they're just playing some, very basic kind of Counter-Strike, hoping that can work for them. Brute force their way in. I don't think that's the way that you want to go at this point. You need more. But we'll see. Execute on towards A. The AWP to deal with. Molotov's in place, making sure that they just keep them at bay. The AWP on a bit of an off angle here. Ooh, spots a D. Ollie comes in, that's going to push him away. So they've read the situation quite well. Going to get the bomb plant. It's a nice open plant as well to work with. So let's see what they do with this. Travis low and on a Mac 10. That's the one thing that sticks out like a sore thumb. 2 flashes and a HE for that CT side. Forrester with the timing piece manages to spot out one, finds him as well. Meanwhile, the Mac 10 up close against the AWP. Latic surely is not ready for this angle. Surely does not clear this angle. Forrester going to find another making it look all too easy on the backside. 3 for him in this round and 1 win, bag an 8th.
The question is, can he stay alive? So much noise around him, but he will get away just about in time. He's running towards short water. They would have heard each other, maybe. Now Forrester goes on towards Monster, so not the end of the world. He'll survive. No problems. I was questioning the 1-win buy. You know, they have plenty of money to work with, and Travis was still opting for the Mac 10. There was no AWP being brought out by Deco. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working, you may as well keep things ticking over. So, 8-5, guaranteeing a lead at the turn of the half for 1 win. And the way they're playing right now, double digits is still most definitely on the cards. Win this next round, the penultimate of the half, it will break the economy of Aurora, and then 10 is beckoning. So, it's going to be a very important one. Pause to be called, but it will be called by 1 win. They did 2 mirrored rounds where they step up the tempo, they go very, very fast to try and take early control. And then, well, it nearly cost them that second time out. Thankfully, Travis was able to find that trade rather than Celtic getting away with 2 through the smoke. Right underway. Round number 14. 8-5. Aurora in a bit of a tough predicament here.
Yeah, they really are. I think they've, you know, put up a serviceable half now where they can be happy to just, you know, sort of have the rounds and stay in the game no matter what happens. But I think they would have liked to have found more out of that streak that they were in.
Yeah.
Problematic. Little bit problematic. We expect better from the CT side, especially on Overpass at the moment. So we'll see if they can find any more, make it close as damn it, but that's about all they can hope for at the moment. 1 win on their way to double digits. Forrester with the Molotov. Could spread to Celta here. It looks like he should be all good in the corner. Oh, or not. It does eventually spread to him. He nearly gets taken down. A lot of damage being done here by 1 win.
Just spamming through the smokes, answering back in the kind of the way that Celta's been doing the last few rounds. Go to the elevated angle. Surely gets cleared momentarily. Through to the CT side. That's all the way thrown from the A site. All goes quiet. 50 seconds to work with as 1 winner kind of kept out a Monster for the time being.
.45 seconds. Double pump on the B-bomb site, maybe. Looks to be what they're going for. A bit more of a fully fledged kind of execute. They've forced the players off. They're now going to take it a bit slower. Norvi with a nice angle does get blinded up by that second flash. Finished off. Oh my goodness. And Forrester on the entries is just so damn clean right now. Celta will trade one back. Surely gets taken out though. Flying through the smoke is Kenzie. Respect for that frag. Not sure it's going to net them the round, though. He will get overwhelmed, and just Latic remaining. Picks up 1. Travis, oh, nearly goes down, but not quite. 9th round for 1 win.
Yeah, got close. Got close. I'll give him that. The jumping peak around the corner. He was looking for that kind of gap just below the site. Either way, up to 9, as we said. Winning that round could really shatter the hopes and dreams over towards Aurora for this half, and it's looking like it will be somewhat similar to that. Double MP9, Famas, M4A1S and a Scout. It's not a dream buy by any means. And it really could cement 1 win into double digits, a 10 at the turn of the half. And surely then we can start asking questions of, is the Scout tagged through the smoke? Information spotted both ways.
Rain and nades down, doesn't work out. More of a aggressive ball in towards the connector area. Travis, great find from him, having a fantastic game so far. Nearly a second. But not quite. Smoke goes down. Usual rigmarole here on towards that bomb site. Nice dink. Can he get the finish? Ooh, the 1 tap from Boomich looks too clean. And that will be the 4-on-3 they were looking for.
Latic. Crack angle to work with, but time already starting to tick once again. This is a standard 1 win play. Use the clock in their advantage. Forrester holding. Waiting and sort of expecting an overextension coming through. Someone peering for information or costing their life. Smoke will drop Latic into a bit of no man's land. What does he do now? Does he fall back towards side, go towards long, or hold the position? Long would have been the right call, as that's where 1 win are going.
Not going to be ready for this hit, are they, very much? They've actually all rotated towards B now, so really guessing the wrong area, unfortunately. Forrester has the run of the mill out here, making a lot of noise. Will manage to find Latic, just keeping attention on this B bomb site pretty effectively. Meanwhile, up top, the bomb going to go down. And that should be all she wrote for this one. They're going to try their absolute damnedest, but just two of them with no real utility to speak of, no kit. It's a good, 15, 20 seconds bought by the fact that they were able to bamboozle them.
Yeah.
Ooh, wasn't ready for the angle, but actually wins the fight. Okay, so a 2v2. Really not a lot of time here, though. Yeah, they've got to pick up the pace. Got to pick up the pace. Down goes Seltra as he drops the nade. All going to be onto Lackey, out towards Long. And even though he finds that one kill, I just don't think there's time now at this point. Even though he's on the bomb, there was not enough time. And that'll be the 10th coming in for one win. A pretty decisive half, considering they did not win the pistol. We'll find out how things pan out in half two. Welcome back to half two, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, of course, for one win up against Aurora, myself and Neokai. For all the action today, not going to be the last map that we cast, I'm sure. There's going to be plenty of them. Nonetheless, one win with 10. If they can find the pistol here, this game starts to look like it might just be theirs. Nickelback up against the firing range there. Somehow stays alive for quite a while, actually. I think maybe because Travis was helping him round the corner. Travis manages to survive. Nickelback does not.
That was messy, to say the least. A lot of information gain, which is good. And Travis going to try and reclaim a bit of space. That shot. Looking for another as well. They're going to tuck his head, and Travis is going to fall away. He knows they're coming near him, and the flash hits Celta. So it wouldn't even have been a pot flash. Thankfully for Travis, he will fall away. The firing squad still hunts down this long position.
He will get a bit aggressive towards long, though, and that does cost him his life. So perhaps a little giddy from Travis there. Still potential for an individual to come alive. Meanwhile, it's the bathroom's control that they're after. They're looking for an execute on towards this A bomb site. In they will go. Molotov down. Boomich, the first line of defense then. Just trying to spam away and find a head. Deco, taken down to 1 HP very quickly indeed. Has a lot of work to do. He does actually manage to find one. He loses his teammate Forrester, though, so it's just going to be all on Boomich, who went for a reposition and should not have a chance into this round with only 13 HP. Aurora set for both pistols, and that will indeed be the case. Aurora finding themselves, indeed, both pistols. What can they do with them?
At the very least, it's something to go off. I mean, we're looking at this and we're saying, okay, you know, this gives them a bit of the early run of form. Realistically, 1 win. A full buy-in here is kind of a necessity just because they're going to be in a double eco anyway. It's the standard meta right now, especially on the seed side, if you don't find success. But I can't see them winning it compared to what Aurora brings to the table. A few AKs to work with, Galils, and a decent amount of utility. It's going to be a tough round for 1 win to find success. So for Aurora, they can early doors chip that deficit away to a very manageable amount.
Power of the force buy for 1 win. Let's see. Another B smoke goes down. This one a little wider, keeping them at bay over there. Meanwhile, it is actually more of an A-sided stack. This is probably going to be the B bomb site falling in a matter of moments. The short presence pretty strong. They're not being thwarted by how many smokes go down, it would appear. Although they do appear to be a bit weary. So, decisions for Aurora right now.
Yeah, decisions for them, but this is a tough one for 1 win regardless. Just firepower is such a difference here. The only thing banking for 1 win is if they played those gamble stacks. That's been a lot. Could have been maybe a 5-7 getting a kill. Norway, other ideas. Double fear with the AK. And now they've cracked open the B side, and Kenzie surely can secure it. And he will. Deco finds one with the smoke. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference.
No, they'll probably just save what they have here, the remaining players. Ultimately, the B hit, although it sort of turned into a bit of a stack towards the tail end, the B hit works. Aurora confident in it. Their T side starting off pretty well this campaign here, but still a lot of rounds for 1 win, and we'll see the rifles come out in a not too distant future. And that's where we really start to look to Aurora. What are they capable of? What can they get done? So far, so good. This is very similar to how they started their first half, though, and that first half didn't really go well for them in the end. Just kind of bear that in mind while you're thinking all about Aurora. How is it that they look? How much success are they going to find? Are they going to be able to close the gap here? I'm not really sure. Not really sure.
Yeah, that's it. That is true. I mean, of course, we're down to a 3-round deficit. Realistically, should be made 2. Because this is where the force fight is coming to bite you for 1 win, where they can't really invest too much here. Again, a few pistols to work with, but that'll really be all they've got, apart from that saved scout. Aurora should find 8 without too much sweat off the brow. The game's right back on. Even though it was a very one-sided first half, they've opened the door to finding success on towards their T side, which is easier said than done. Deep nades coming through, and Travis chunked down to 58 early doors.
Not the best of starts. Oh, Travis though going to spot the shadow, doesn't get the frag. Maybe should have had that one. It looked like it was, you know, a sitting duck for him. Lackey, sorry, going to track him down, but Travis, okay. Lands the shot. He hits the hard ones, apparently, and that'll be the man advantage for 1 win.
Pistols making something of this. Double USPS doesn't exactly fill me with joy, but could make it. So I'm coming through. One spotted over towards wood. Time is of the essence. We've got less than a minute to work with. Numbers don't favor Aurora, and 1 win Bit of heavy presence over towards A, which is where the bomb is starting to lean.
Just going to be Travis around here. He'll dig for information, loses his head pretty quickly, and I think that's going to be the site falling at the end of the day. There's too much presence here for Aurora. They're making it look all too easy. Execute will come in. Bomb going to go down momentarily. An attempt at the boost, although it is thwarted ever so slightly. I think that's probably all that we're going to get into this round from One Win. We might just go a little bit boring mode and try and save deny kill bonus away from their opponents, but this round is just not going to happen.
He's off. Maybe they can make it. A couple of extras. Deco will be tagged. That's harder. The Glock causing a couple of problems. Aurora should see off the round, no problems asked, but they make it expensive. There's the silver linings about it. Deco should be able to reinvest, maybe even into an orb in towards the next. So he's sticking around. He's not spotted in that angle. They're going for a full 100. See if they can make it expensive. Deco will get one on the way out. So 4 casualties really isn't all too bad. Deco affords at the moment doesn't make too much of a difference. He can buy in towards the orb, in towards the next. And I gotta say, for One Win, they can actually take some serious silver linings there. That is a somewhat non-investment in towards round number 18. And they're walking away with 4 out of 5 kills. Yes, Aurora take the round. Yes, they still have 1 surviving. But it's at, you know, quite the cost, where it just keeps that T-side economy in check. So, real silver linings, as mentioned. First full buy for One Win. In a similar fashion to what we saw at the start of the first half. This one feels like a must-win for One Win.
Yeah, totally fair enough. I mean, ultimately looking good here. I think Aurora have closed the gap pretty convincingly in the earlier rounds, but they need a bit more. Ooh, to fully convince us. Nice bit of aggression coming in from One Win. As we were expecting, a proactivity, some movement from them. Another kill to come through for Nickelback. Been quite quiet so far. He was 315 before those 2 kills. Nonetheless, he's opened up pretty impactfully for One Win and looking good for the 11th now.
Back at that, bit of util being dropped, but still not all too much to work with. On the quieter side, you can kind of see for One Win, despite those opening 2 kills, they're not really peering all that much information. They're happy just to play numbers on the site. Just keep slowly but surely dropping what little utility they have left. As we can see, 1 more in towards Monster, keeping them at bay. Aurora, they're going to struggle to get to a site.
Yeah, this is rough. Oh, big tag onto Kenty as well. Starts to seal in their fate. They'll be trying to find the entries. We'll get 1. Not quite the second. Boomich a little bit isolated, though. He is on an island at the moment. The support arriving in the form of Forrester, who keeps hitting these crispy headshots, man. Honestly, looks so good. One win. Set for 11. Latic just going to take the AWP and try and save it as best he can.
It's going to be tough to save, though. I think if you're One Win, going to hunt here would have been the good call, but unfortunately there's so many places to go and look for him. Not going to find him. We said for 1 win. It was a must-win round in exactly the same fashion as how the first half started. Aurora get 3 off the back of the pistol, and then 1 win take control when it comes to the full bias. This is why we consider this as a punish pick for 1 win. It's a good map for them, but it's a bad map for Aurora. And it's all well and good taking pistol rounds. It's all well and good taking the bonus and the force buys. But if you can't continue to find success and consistent success at that when it comes to full buys, you're never going to find any sort of form. And that's the thing. There's no consistency being built up. All this Aurora side, so they can never chip away that deficit, no matter how big or small it is.
Yeah, it's a really good point to make, I think. And they'll know that. They're kind of kicking themselves already at this point, that they're just, you know, not able to match up 1 win. Actually looking really good today as well is the thing. I think individually are playing very, very well, which could be quite worrying for our next map. In the form of Inferno. Not a fan favorite on the 1 win side of things as well. You know, it's a bit of a reverse trap card that they're both playing against each other. Pulling out the Punishers, but at the same time, Inferno... Sometimes, you know, that CT side, especially the brick wall effect, could be very difficult here if Aurora can't get their individuals activated. Norvi and Celta not looking too bad, but there's a couple bodies there that are kind of costing them ever so slightly. Speaking of cost, Travis will go to wide. Now Deco has to be careful. Oh, on these refaces. He will stick around. He's wanting the fights. One of them is going to be against the opposing AWP if he's not careful. He goes down to Kenzie, in fact. But yeah, a little overzealous maybe, and a death that they didn't need.
Agreed. User coming through as well. Empire are scooped up. It's actually pretty doable for Aurora. Despite coming in towards this round with not too much brought to the table, he could make something of this, but Boomish is lurking, ready, waiting. Forrester will find one and dropping the bomb. Boomish is in behind, and surely he will pounce momentarily. Only they stay alive, they should be okay. There comes Boomish, finding one. Time's ticking, and Latic in the AWP, he's good with it. But he's just asking all too much. The round can't be won, but potentially he can find a kill. Spam and a tie gone towards Boomish. It'll be all she wrote. 12 for 1 win. AWP scooped back up and dropped to the hands of Deco momentarily. And 1 win comfortably, in a way, reclaim control of this game at a 4-round buffer.
All right, let's see. Aurora still have money to buy up then. Oh, we will see Seltzer a little bit awkwardly on the Deagle, I suppose. So it's not ideal. Going for a fast start into this round on the Aurora side of things, but 1 win, yeah, already regaining control and wrestling back the dictating of the pace at the end of the day, and they are really looking good on this CT side. How much further does it go for Aurora? They need to pull out something that's much more impressive than what we're seeing at the moment. Easier said than done. Surely, with the individuals that they have, the form that they have at the moment, they should be able to dig deep and find something better than this.
Well, already, no, is the answer. Latic will find one through the smoke. Deco dropped, and again, Deco being punished for being overzealous. He's really, really aggressive in his nature, and sometimes it's very good, but not always. Speaking of over-aggressive, Boomish pushes down long, and Kenzie will drop in, the numbers flip, and go in favor of the T side.
Forrester, at the back end of the site, going to kind of bait them out with the smoke there. He's going to try and work around it. In fact, Norvi is savvy to this fact, trying to find a trade frag here and just bring it back into favor of that T side. Meanwhile, the bomb on his back, he needs to get that down, but he needs to clear out a couple of these angles. Forrester does manage to land the dink, but unfortunately not quite the frag. Travis going wide, has too many targets to pick from. They're also very low. They're going to try and hit the B-bomb site. Down here is Nickelback, and he could be in a good spot. He could be in a really good spot. I think they're expecting more presence on the A side of things than the B end, but now they're both very ready for the B hit and a lot of low HP bars. As said, Norvi at the back end there, incredibly low with the bomb. They need to somehow make it in towards the site. Nickelback just biding his time. Going to cancel that bomb plant. There's not enough time. There goes the round. And they just overthink a little bit on the Aurora side of things. 13 coming in for 1 win. Oh, and a kill after time as well. Just to add insult to injury.
Poor Seltzer. Poor Seltzer. 550 is all he's got to work with. He has been one of the real difference makers over towards Aurora, and he won't be able to have any sort of difference in towards the next. He's got no money to work with, and that is the story for Aurora. They can't really buy into this next round. Only an upgraded pistol to work with. And Seltzer uses the bulk of his money on that Tech 9. This is a horrible position for them to be with. And Latic AWP in hand, just flying through the smoke. Flat catches both. And Latic is very lucky to stay alive, but Norway will find the first. Boomich again being caught off guard early doors.
Madness, absolute madness. But yeah, Boomich has been, you know, kind of overzealous at some point, especially on that T side. Travis going to trade one back onto Latic, though. We have a chaotic start to this round. Kenzie with the dig. Trying to find the frag here. Smoke comes in at the perfect time. Deco looking for a little bit more on his plate. Unfortunately, only going to get the one, but still, it is a good spot to be in. A crazy start to this round, I will reiterate again. The bomb is as yet to really see any action. Meanwhile, it's going to be Aurora a man down.
Boost up off a Nickelback. Tough one to clear. One flash, though, could put him in a world of trouble. Well, no flash. Shelter. Of course, just that Tech 9 is all he had. Dropped by Nickelback. It's a good angle for one. Usually you're hoping and expecting a trade to come with it. Shelter's all isolated. And I think now for Aurora, it's not actually even a bad call to save. They've got nothing left in arrears. keep hold of the AWP and the Galil. They can't find success. It's 30 seconds to work with. We'll get one. We'll get the second. Lackey does. Hang on a second. The AWP in the hands of Lackey doing God's work.
Yeah, really well played, expecting all those angles as well. Used to that setup, it would appear. Magical stuff for Lackey. They're going to be able to get the bomb down in just a few moments' time. Nickelback, meanwhile, on the backside. Hard to call this one a pretty key round. If Aurora can get it, they might just break the bank of that CT side as well. So, really important. Speaking of bank, Lackey's pushed all the way down. Big frag for Nickelback. Now it's all on the big man. The bomb not necessarily planted for him, so he's going to have some hard fights in just a few moments here. He knows where one is. He's unsure of the second. There is a kit in the hands of Forrester. Is the trade there? Yes, it is. Forrester gets it. And one win. A close victory. That was nearly a loss that they could not narrowly afford. It's going to be 14-8. They continue to string them together.
Now, I've got to say, real credit to Lackey. He gave that good shot. 3 kills to his name. There was 2 over towards Long with the AWP, but brilliant. But it is just one of those cases of, you know, so close yet so far. They're finding success, but they're not putting rounds on the board. And already this is starting to get into the realms of impossible. 14-8, a 6-round buffer built up by 1 win, and 2 more rounds is all they need to see off their map pick with some relative confidence, I've got to say. This is not looking good at all for the T-Star Aurora, and you can just see how they're struggling to get control of the map anymore. The Utah coming through. Travis will be forced off the angle. Triple nade stack coming through, which thankfully, in fact, they escaped from.
Yeah, maybe a second earlier and Nickelback would have gone down. He was on the jump spot, and now he's back on it, right? So he just, for a moment, decided to pause or whatever. Maybe knows the timing of the nades.
True.
Maybe that's part of it. You know, he is a professional player after all, and they are smart guys.
You're very true.
Definitely proving that here on Overpass, right? As we've got a pretty one-sided affair coming out from 1 win. A scoreline like this after losing both pistols is pretty incredible.
Just shows as well, like we were kind of talking about in the pre-game and early in towards that first half about how Aurora are not comfortable on this map, and especially when it comes to the full buys. This is sort of the prime example. Resmoke coming through. Just locking off that monster control. Only 45 seconds to work. Its time is quite seriously of the essence. Deco. Nice shot towards Lackey. There's the opener. He'll drop a smoke and he can just stay alive. That's all he needs to do.
Nice pickup coming in from Nickelback. Celto was waiting in the smoke. Oh, man, going to be kicking himself that he goes down there. That might just start to, well, seal it in that this round is going to go against them. Deco finding Latic. It's all too easy right here for 1 win. 17 seconds left to try and get this bomb in. Aurora looking worse for wear on the T side. Looking kind of clueless in some of these rounds, to be honest with you. And, yeah, they just are not on it at the moment. Boomich with the final 2. Easily sorted. It was a double peak anyway. There's no way you're getting through that. 15-8. 7 in a row going to be required from Aurora. And it starts here on the pour by.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I feel like this one's already done and dusted. Dead in the water. Credit to 1 win. They have just looked a step and a cut above. While their pistols may be a little bit messy, they clean that up. Honestly, we could even see this being something dominant, like a 16-3, 16-4. Without the pistols for Aurora propping up. They've got 6 rounds of lack of pistols. So, to really just show kind of where we do stand in terms of the full buy just being so rough for Aurora. And this buy on exactly the same note. Date's going through. Kenzie already down to 54. The tags, the spams, all going the way at 1 win, but the opening kill goes the way of the T side.
Okay, we'll see. Looser, faster might be the order of the day. Might be the way that they work their way in. See what they can do with that man advantage. There's actually no presence on towards this A bomb site, so really lucky, I suppose, that 1 win have gone for the stack towards the lower side of things. And I think, to be honest, you'd probably just save here. They're so far away from the action. They do have cash. I guess they obviously have rounds. But I don't think you win this. You're just so far out, and they've, you know, barely used any utility. They tried to gamble on B. Didn't work for them. Aurora, therefore, staying alive.
One of those things, I don't really know why they went for a gamble. They could have very easily just played a standard setup and been fine. You know, what they've been doing with the likes of you know, Travis peering in towards mid, or Boomage going for those kind of lurking towards long, Deco in support over towards long as well. Those sort of setups that have been pretty standard for 1win. I'm surprised they didn't just do it again. It's been working wonderful, and the age-old moniker, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They should have just stuck with it. He's way lucky. And like taking a little poke and peer around. It might cost him his life as Travis is peering and waiting. Who spots who first? If anybody. They're walking towards Boomage. Easy kill for them. Will not make a difference. 15-9. First time in a long time we've been able to talk about success over towards Aurora. Even still, while it's not impossible, definitely improbable that Aurora get back in towards this game, but that's at least the start. We'll be in a little bit more of a conclusive buy-in towards the next. AK's in support now alongside those Galils. A lot more utility for Aurora to work with. It doesn't have to be all too much of an aggressive start to each and every round. 1win, standard setup for them.
Going in fast on the Aurora side of things. Travis will be the first line of defense. The flash, good. He lands one. He's got support here as well. Boomage going to go down. The Nickelback still stands. Looking like the game might just be over on this round. They've tried to go for the rush B. It's not worked. The nade to finish it off. Or leaves Kenzie on 3 HP. Will Forrester and Deco, the only two that remain on full HP. There's a flank coming in. Easy as you like. And that will indeed be the victory, going the way of 1win. As expected on that map, for sure. But ultimately, a hell of a lot more one-sided. And as said, the pistols, man, you know, they do have this random element to them, but at the same vein, if you find in both of them, you usually expected to win the game or at least bring it close.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at that and we're talking, what, 9 rounds in total for Aurora, and arguably 6 of them just because they took the pistols, right? Pistols forced by in the round after that, right, where it's kind of the one before the